What is up, my brothers and sisters? How y'all doing? Today, I'm feeling good. We had Bible study to attend to tonight, but I really want to just dive deep into this message because I feel like I didn't do you guys right at all by last night because I just couldn't wrap my head around just writing or just trying to write down the certain sermon I'm talking about. So today I actually got a good sermon for those. I got a good sermon for those who are ashamed, for those who are unworthy, for those who feel guilty when they sin and when you guys fall in God. So y'all, I'm gonna be talking about those moments where when we fall into sin, whatever it may be, lust, any type of guilt or any type of sin, we might look into that mirror and we might reflect on what we just did, and then that's when shame and that's when guilt comes into our body, into our mind. We start to think that, well, I messed up again and I'm not good for God's love anymore. I'm ashamed of it, God. I don't think you love me anymore. I'm a sinner. I just sinned again, and I don't know how much more you could put up with this. And God, I feel like you're tired. I feel like you're tired of me. Just keep sinning, God. But let me tell y'all something. This is what the enemy wants us to believe. This is one of the greatest tactics from the enemy, is to grab that shame that we feel from that sin, and he likes to rub it all over us, and he uses it as a chain to hold us down. Y'all, this is the enemy's greatest tactics, is to feel like we are far away from God and we just got further because of the sin we just did. But let me tell y'all something. God reminds us in Psalm 103:14. He says, we are just dust. It says right here. Psalm 103:14 says, he remembers we are just dust. And sometimes we forget that what we are. Sometimes we forget we're human. Every human who's ever lived on this earth, except for Jesus Christ, which is God himself, every other human outside of that has sinned. And we like to forget sometimes of who we are. So we forget we're humans. We forget that we sin. We forget that we are capable of falling. But let me tell you something. God never forgets your frame. No, he knew your flaws even before you were born. So I want to tell y'all something really quick. I want to tell you the difference between condemnation and conviction. So condemnation will tell you that you are trash. Because of the sin you just did, God's not going to take you back after this. God hates you and he's not going to love you. But conviction tells you, conviction says to us, it wasn't right what we did. We should have known better. What we did wasn't right. But come back home. Just come back home. And that's what conviction tells us. Conviction is proof that God is still pulling onto you. He's still pulling you back. He still wants you to come back. He doesn't want to push you away because you sinned. No, conviction is pulling you back, but still telling you the truth though. Yeah, what you did, you messed up. You messed up so bad, You stealing that piece of candy from the grocery store, that wasn't right. You hurting that girl's feelings or that boy's feelings, it wasn't right. But I still love you. And I still want you to come back home. Come back home. And that's what the Lord tells us. Now, people with cold hearts, right, and they're not near God, and people with cold hearts, they don't feel anything. People with cold hearts, they don't feel anything when they do wrong. But only a heart that God is working on will feel the weight of that guilt they just did. So when y'all feel bad, when y'all sin, or y'all mess up, or y'all do something wrong, right? When y'all feel bad, that means God is not done with y'all yet. It just means that God wants you to come back home. He's still calling your name. He still loves you, and he's still calling your name after whatever you did. Shame will always whisper that you are not good. You're not good enough. You'll never be good enough. You should try harder. You're going to fall. Your good deeds is going to get you that salvation. But grace tells us that yes, there's flaws in you. But that's the whole point of you. You're human. You're going to mess up. But I still love you, and I'm still going to show you that grace and that forgiveness. Even when people don't think you deserve it. That is the unconditional love of the Lord, is that he will always show us that grace no matter how bad of that sin we did mess up. That is the tremendous amount of love the Lord has for us, and we can never understand it because us humans, we can only be capable of so much love Like our love right here, this is love for humans. All the way up there. That is the love of the Lord that he has for us. So Romans 5:8 says, but God demonstrates his own love for us in this. While we're still sinners, Christ died for us. He didn't give you love not after you fixed yourself. He didn't give you love not after you got holy. He didn't give you his love not after you stopped messing up. No. While you were at your worst, while you were at your lowest, God still chose you, and he still chose to love you. Regardless, when you were at the lowest, when you even weren't a Christian, or you weren't even really that deep in the faith, and you just knew God as that loving God, but you never really took it seriously, you never took that relationship seriously, he still loved you, regardless of what you did. He still chose you. So tell me, if Jesus loved you at your worst, what do you think he's gonna stop loving you right now? If he loved you way back before you got baptized, or you start taking your relationship seriously with Christ, what makes you think that he's gonna stop loving you now? After all of what you've been through, what do you think that's gonna make him stop loving you? See, when we mess up, we think God's disappointed in us because we fell back into lust. We fell back into those bad habits of drinking or smoking. We fell back into that bad friend group. We said I was going to leave and go focus my attention on the church instead of going clubbing on Saturdays or Fridays. But when we do those things, we feel disappointed. We feel disappointed in ourselves, and we feel like God is disappointed in us. But see, y'all, God is not disappointed in you. He's disappointed in for you. Remember this, y'all. God hates the sin. He doesn't hate the sinner. He hates the sin. He hates what you do. He hates the actions of the world that causes us to get influenced but to do bad things. But he doesn't hate you. He understands. He's been tempted himself. Jesus Christ was tempted 40 days in the desert. Not this desert, but but regardless of what y'all think God, how much you upset God, or how much you think he's disappointed in you, he's not disappointed in you. He's disappointed for you. He hates the sin. He hates the sin. He doesn't hate the sinner. No matter how much sin and the weight of your sin, no matter how much of what you did, God will pick you back up. He will say, get up, brother. Get up. I'm not done with you yet. I got good plans for you. He doesn't even look at us in disgust when we do sin. We think he might. We think, when we committed lust, or we're going back on at the bar on Fridays and we're getting drunk, we're getting wasted, we think that he's looking at us in disgust, but he's not looking at us in disgust. He looks, like I said, he looks behind your shame. He looks behind the mistake that you did. He doesn't look at us in disgust. So when Peter denied Jesus 3 times, Jesus didn't say, get away from me. Jesus didn't say, get away from me, you failure. You failed me. You're a horrible disciple. He never said that to Peter. What Jesus Christ actually said after Peter denied him 3 times was, feed my sheep. In other words, what he meant by this is, I still believe in you. Your purpose isn't canceled. And because of your actions, it didn't disqualify you from me. No matter how many times you say, I don't deserve forgiveness, the cross says, I paid for it already. No matter how many times say, I messed up, no matter how many times you say, I messed up, the cross says, it's in the blood. My blood is enough. It is covered. The cross isn't a decoration, guys. It is a receipt. It is a receipt of the debt that was paid for us. You might say that God, I don't think you want me anymore. I mean, I don't think God probably even wants to do anything with me anymore. But the cross says, I still want you. I'm still calling you to come back home. No matter what you've done, I put that behind. Jesus doesn't look at the mistake you've done. He looks beyond that. He looks at the hurt that was left by it. He wants to pick you up. A righteous man may fall 7 times, but I say he will get back up 8 times. He will get back up 9 times. He will keep getting back up. No matter how much we fall in this life, we fall every day. We fall short every day. And Christ knows it. He doesn't want you to bear that shame anymore. Instead, he wants to remind us that everything that we are going through, it was all paid for on the cross. That is the truth. That is the way of life that we should look forward to. Not the times when we sin, or when we fall into lust, when we fall into anger, or when we make that person upset, or when we hurt that person, or that person we love, and we mess up so bad. No matter how much you look at it, no matter how much you look at it, no matter how many times you might feel dirty, no matter how many times you've fallen, and no matter how many times you feel like you let God down, God isn't running away from you. He is running towards you. God is running towards you. You don't have to try and be perfect. He never told us to try and be perfect. You don't have to work your way back to him. All you need to do is, like I said last night in prayer, come to him. Come back to him. No matter how far you think you are from God, come back to him. No matter how many times you slept with that boy, that girl outside of that marriage, come back to him. No matter how many times you went to the bar and you got drunk and you got wasted, come back to him. No matter how many times you hang out with those bad influence of friends of yours and you smoke and you get high with them and maybe you guys get arrested, come back to him. Because he doesn't look at your sin and he doesn't say you're a sinner, you're a sinner, you're a sinner, you did this, you did this. He doesn't look at you. He doesn't look at you like that. He looks beyond that. He looks beyond that. And he says, come back home. I still love you regardless, no matter what you've done. Because he knew the mistakes you were going to do before you was born. At the start of the video, that's why I said he knew every single mistake that we will make before we was born, and even after tomorrow. Every mistake that we do, every sin we fall into, it's all of it is on the cross, and it's all paid for. So we need to stop dragging those sorrows around. We need to stop dragging our guilt around. Instead, we have to come to him. Oh my God, I'm here. Just come to him. Maybe today, if you guys are dealing with any type of shame, any type of guilt, just come to him. Go to him after this video. I encourage you guys to just go to him after this video. Get down in prayer. Get down in that little special place. Maybe you guys like to pray in the shower. Maybe you like to pray in your room. Maybe y'all like to pray at church. Find that comfortable place where there's peace. It's God's peace. And bow your heads and just say, Lord, I'm here. I'm hurt knowing that I feel like I let you down. I need you. And you know what he would say? He'll say, I'd never stop loving you. Let's try this again. And he will pick you back up. God will pick you back up. No matter how many times you fall. No matter how many times you feel like you're undeserving of God's love. He looks beyond that. He looks way beyond that. And he will pick you up. He said, you child of mine, come back up. Come back up, child of mine. And he's going to give you love. He's going to give you his presence. Keep having faith in him. And don't let these issues bring you down, because they affect your relationship with God. So, brothers and sisters, I love y'all so much. I love y'all so much. Today's a great day that we woke up today. There's a lot of bad things in this world that would say that, God, I don't even know if you exist, because it's so much horrible things. But he does exist. There's a reason why everything happens. The truth always comes out. Truth will always come out, regardless. This is a world full of lies, everybody. This is a world that we live in that doesn't want the truth coming out, because the truth hurts sometimes. So just keep remaining in your prayers. I encourage you guys to read a chapter of the Bible today. Don't get lazy on me. Don't become that lazy Christian. Remember, a lazy Christian is a vulnerable Christian. I love y'all. I love y'all so much. But Jesus Christ loves you way more than I do, and he always will. Forever. Fully and forever. Regardless of what you've done in your life, he loves you way more than I do. God bless you guys. You guys have a good day.